All right, we will go ahead and get started seated today. So find a comfortable seat on your mat. You can have legs crossed, legs out, whatever's comfortable. Just kind of slowly rock side to side. Just start to feel your sit bones coming onto the mat. And then we'll just go ahead and come into stillness, letting the hands rest wherever's comfortable. We'll take a moment here and close our eyes, starting to recognize the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling the breath move in through the body with each inhale, and feeling it leaving the body with each exhale. Starting to take a moment here to let the day go. Start to bring ourselves into our rooms and onto our mats. Take just a few more breaths here to get familiar with your breath. And we'll take one more deep inhale and exhale it out. We'll start to add a little bit of movement. So if we want to open the eyes, we can have just a soft gaze right here. And we're going to start to kind of go in some circles around the legs. So if you have the feet up, go ahead and put them down, either cross-legged, or we can do it with the legs straight out in front, whatever's comfortable. So we're just going to slowly start to our left side and just kind of tilt the upper body forward and then rotating around the legs and coming back straight up. And we'll keep going in that same direction for a few of these circles, going as deep into the circle as is comfortable to you. So taking your time here, letting the spine warm up. Taking just a few more. You need to slow it down, or maybe there's a spot that feels really good to stretch out and hold it there for a second. Feel free. We'll do one more here on this left side. And we'll come back up straight. And if you want to kind of roll the shoulders, rolling one at a time, both together, either forward or backward, whatever's comfortable. And then letting the shoulders just fall down the back. And we'll slowly start to do that roll on the right side. So leaning over that right way and then rolling off to the left. And coming back center. Again, going as deep into it as is comfortable for you, or holding any spots that may be a little bit tighter. Taking your time here, allowing the spine to warm up. We're getting all the motions here in the spine, letting it swivel forward, rotating it into a little twist, and then coming back. Doing just a couple more. And we'll do one more on that right side. Taking our time on this last one. And then coming back straight, and we'll roll those shoulders out one more time. Going as slow or as fast as is comfortable. Maybe one arm and then the other. If you want to switch forward and backwards, rolling in front to back. And then letting the shoulders relax down the spine. And then wiggling those hands around, letting the arms fall, rolling the wrists. And then taking a deep breath here and exhaling it out. And we'll take our feet, we'll place them up on the mat. So the feet are going to be on the mat. The arms can be just by the side. We're going to go into a little bit of a strength pose here, just right off the bat to kind of warm up the spine, warm up the core. So we don't need to go very deep into this. So we're going to start to just tilt the upper body back just a little bit, engaging the core, engaging the spine, keeping that back nice and long, while the arms just kind of stay hovered on the mat. Try not to press down into the palms. So we should feel that core activated here, holding us up. And then we'll lean ourselves back forward, taking a hold of the knees. If you want to round the back for just a second, and then bringing ourselves back up. And we'll do that one more time. So taking the hands, placing them on the mat, slowly start to shift that upper body back, keeping the feet on the mat for this one. Feeling that core activate, feeling the back activate. We'll hold it for just a second here. Widen those hands, but still resting on the mat. Try not to put any weight into them. Take a deep breath. And then slowly bring ourselves back up to sitting. And we'll come on to our, not yet. Bringing the feet together this time. We're gonna round the back, coming with the feet together, bringing them towards the hip. So we're gonna take a little bit of that pressure off the back that we just put on it. And rounding that back forward. So normally we wanna keep that spine nice and long in our bend over those feet. But we're gonna round it to allow it to relax a little bit. Taking deep breaths here. And we'll take those hands, place them on the mat, slowly push ourselves up. And we're gonna go back into our fold over our feet, but we're gonna keep that length in our back this time. So making sure we're sitting nice and tall. We need to kind of rock on those sit bones. And then slowly start to drop ourselves over those feet, keeping the length in the back. Letting those legs just relax down. Try not to push them down at all. Taking deep breaths here, feeling the legs loosen up, feeling the back loosen up. Taking a few more deep breaths. And we'll slowly take the hands, place them on the mat. Give ourselves a little push up. Now we'll give the knees an assist up and come onto our hands and our knees. So take a second here. Make sure those wrists are lined up right under those shoulders. Those knees are right under the hips. Feet are flat on the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, drop our belly down, bringing our gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rolling the spine up, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, dropping that belly down, gaze going up. Exhale, rolling that spine, chin tucked in. Inhale, dropping the belly down. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, dropping it down. Exhale, rolling it up. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale, dropping the belly down. Exhale, rolling up. And this time we'll inhale, coming to a neutral spine. We need to take a second to realign. Take that quick second here. And then we're going to take our right hand, extend it out like we're going to shake someone's hand in front of us. We're gonna take our left leg and extend it back. Toes are gonna be pointing down towards the mat. We're gonna take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring the knee and elbow in together. And inhale, pushing it out. Exhaling in. Inhaling out. And one more. Exhaling in. And inhale it out. And we'll take that hand, place it back on the mat, place that knee on the mat. Again, take that second to realign. And then we're gonna take our left hand, sticking it straight out, sticking this leg, right leg straight back, toes down. Taking an inhale here. And as we exhale, bringing that knee and elbow together. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. And inhale out. And we'll do one more. Exhaling in. And inhale out. We'll take that left hand placed on the mat. Place that right leg back down. We're going to put those big toes together. Sink the hips back on the heels. Drop the forehead onto the mat. Arms can be stretched out in front of us or down along the legs if those shoulders need a little bit of a relax. Take some deep breaths here. And this is the chance, if we've lost the breath at all, to come back to it. We'll take a few more deep breaths. At any point in our practice today, we need to drop into our child's pose. Feel free to come into this posture. Taking one more inhale and exhaling it out. And on that next inhale, we'll go ahead and come back to our hands and our knees. Taking those wrists again, putting them right under the shoulders. We're going to tuck those toes and push those hips up towards the ceiling. Coming into a down dog. Take a second here, pedal those feet out. Lifting one heel, dropping the other. Maybe holding one side a little bit longer, trying to stretch them out. Coming as fast or as slow as is comfortable on this pedaling. And then go ahead and let those legs come into stillness. Taking a few deep breaths here. And on our next inhale, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. And we're just going to fold over these legs, putting a bend in the knees as our first fold, giving those legs a chance to loosen up a little bit, letting the arms just hang. And if you want to kind of sway side to side, putting a little bit of weight into each foot, dropping the other foot. We can even pedal our feet in our fold. Whatever's comfortable. And letting those legs come into stillness, letting those arms just hang. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And on that next inhale, we're going to walk the hands back to a down dog. Taking a second here if we need to line up those feet or adjust the hands. We'll take a breath here. Exhaling it out. On the next inhale, we're gonna raise our right leg. As we exhale, we're gonna sweep it forward, dropping it between the thumbs. We're gonna take a left knee, dropping it down, untucking that toe. So we can stay here, or we can go into a little bit of a twist. So we can take that left hand, placing it right by that front foot. And you can either have flat hand or up on domed fingers, whatever is comfortable. And we'll slowly start to bring the right arm up, twisting towards that bent knee. And we can take a few breaths here. Feeling a nice stretch in that left leg, left hip. And we'll exhale that right arm down. And we'll come up on those left toes, pushing that knee up off the ground. Kind of hopping that foot forward just a little bit and off to the side. So we're on a little bit of a railroad track here, so the feet aren't right behind each other. We'll take the hands, place them on the thigh. Slowly start to bring ourselves up to a high lunge. We need to adjust that back foot once we're here. We'll bring the arms, inhaling them up. We're going to clasp our fingers at the top. And then slowly place the hands behind the head. Opening up those elbows, opening up that chest. Engaging the core here. We want to add more of a back bend. We can bring the gaze up and slowly start to tilt back. Or just bringing ourselves straight up and down. Whatever's comfortable right now. Taking a few breaths here. And if we're in that back bend, we'll bring ourselves back straight up. Exhale, release the hands down. And we'll slowly just hop that back foot forward so we're in a standing position. We're going to inhale, bringing our left knee up. So we're going into a little bit of a balance here. So we can stay here in our balance pose, holding that knee. We can have the hands out, finding that spot on the floor that's not moving. We're going to slowly start to shift ourselves back into a warrior three. So if we need to, we can place the foot back on the mat and lift it going that way. If we're keeping the knee bent, we'll slowly start to shift that left foot back, bringing the upper body forward and down. So we should have a nice parallel line between the heel and the head. The foot is flexed, facing down on the ground. The arms can be out to the side to help a little bit with the balance. We'll just keep the arms out to the side today. Taking those deep breaths here. Using the breath to help us balance. Taking one more deep inhale and exhale. And we'll slowly put a bend in that front knee, bringing that foot back forward to standing. And shaking those legs out. And bringing those feet back onto the mat. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, bringing the arms out, swan diving ourselves forward. Inhale, half lift, so slide those hands right under the knees. Exhale, folding forward. This time we're going to inhale, stepping that right foot back. And then we'll drop down onto the knee. Untuck that toe. We're going to take that right hand this time, placing it next to the left foot, either flat on the mat, or we can be up on gnome fingers. When we feel ready, we're going to rotate that left hand up, twisting toward that left knee. Taking those deep inhales and exhales. Feeling that deep stretch in that right hip. And as we exhale, bringing that left arm back down onto the mat. We'll come up onto those right toes, bringing that knee off the mat. Again, hopping that foot forward just a little bit and adjusting those feet so they're on those railroad tracks. We'll take those hands, place them on that thigh. Slowly lift ourselves up to standing. We need to adjust again while we get up into our standing position. Feel free. We'll inhale, bringing the arms up. Clasping those hands together at the top. And then taking the hands, dropping them behind the head. Again, engaging that core. If we want to put that back bend in, we'll bring that gaze up towards the ceiling and slowly start to shift that upper body back. Taking those breaths here. Just a few more deep breaths. And on the next inhale, bringing ourselves back upright. Exhale, releasing those hands down. And we'll slowly start to hop that right foot forward into a standing position. We're going to bring that right knee up so we can stay here, holding the knee just forward. We can keep the hands out to give us that balance, maybe help get us into this next pose. Finding that spot on the floor that's not moving. We'll bring the hands out, start to sweep that right foot back behind us while dropping the torso forward. Keeping the arms out to the side to help us a little bit with our balance. Keeping that nice straight line between that heel and the head. Toes are pointing directly down to the mat. Remember, if you fall out of the pose, you can always get back into it. Taking those deep breaths here. And the next exhale, we'll bring ourselves back up, dropping that foot on the mat. We'll shake that left leg out, shake that right leg out. And then placing both feet down onto the mat. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan, moving ourselves forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling down. We're going to inhale back to a plank. We're dropping onto the knees. We're going to hold this for just a second here. And we're going to take our right knee, placing it on the mat, kind of in between our thumbs, I guess, so it's in kind of a line. We're going to rotate our body over, so we're in a side lunge. So we can have our right hand directly over our shoulder. That knee is on the mat with that foot pointing behind us and on the floor. We'll take the left hand, sweeping it up. We're going to keep the left foot either on the mat or slowly start to bring it up and flex those toes. Now again, we can keep that foot down on the mat, whatever's comfortable, or bringing it up. The gaze is going to be up at that thumb, down at that hand, or off to the sidewall. Trying to keep that straight line in the back here. And the foot can be just barely off the mat. We don't have to be all the way. Taking a few more breaths here. And as we exhale, we'll drop the foot down if we have it up. We'll start to bring that left hand back on the mat, rotating that right leg, kind of coming back to center. If we can, we'll step that foot back to the plank or onto the knees. And exhale, coming all the way onto the mat. We're going to take the hands, kind of put them out to the side like I don't even know, a tree maybe. So we're bent at the elbows. And just rest the head for just a second. Rest the arms down with that bent position. And in just a couple breaths, we're going to start to slowly lift the upper body with those arms up. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Taking one more inhale and exhale. And on our next inhale, we're slowly going to start to lift the head, lifting those shoulders up off the mat, those arms at that bent angle. And then we're slowly going to come down on the exhale and back up on the inhale. Down on the exhale and back up on the inhale. We'll do it one more time, exhaling it down. Inhaling back up. And as we exhale, we'll come down, turning the face, resting on the mat, letting the arms come down. Taking a few breaths here. And we'll slowly turn the face back, front, bringing the elbows in towards the body. Slowly putting some weight into those elbows, bringing that upper back up off the mat, the chest up off the mat. We're going to take the elbows so they're directly under those shoulders. So if you kind of take the hands and kind of wrap them, just the fingers around the elbows, it kind of brings them right where you need them to, so your forearms are lined up. Taking the left hand, we'll place it on the mat. We're going to bring the right foot up. So we can stay right here and just kind of seeing if that leg will come up, how far it will come up. And we might feel just a good stretch right here. If not, we can take the right hand, sweep it back behind, take a hold of the foot, and start to bring that foot towards the outside hip. So we're in a pretty deep back bend here. So we want to make sure to engage those abs, keeping that nice and tight core. Taking a few breaths here. So our elbows are gauged here, our little lever. So the more we have it straight, the more we're going to have a little bit less of a pull on that leg. As we start to bend that elbow up towards the ceiling, bringing that foot in, is where we're going to get more of that stretch. Take a few more breaths here. And slowly we'll start to release the foot, bringing that arm back down onto the mat. And we'll slowly come down all the way onto the mat, return the face towards the opposite side. Taking a few deep breaths. And this is our opportunity to catch the breath if we've lost it. And we'll turn the face back forward. Place those hands under the shoulders and come up onto our hands and our knees. And we'll slowly put those toes up, coming into a down dog. Take just a second here to adjust any part of the down dog we need to. Taking deep inhales and exhales. And as we do our next inhale, we're going to shift ourselves from our down dog into a high plank. So as we inhale, we're slowly going to shift forward, bringing that weight up over the hands, adjusting if we need to, and again, dropping onto those knees if we need to. We'll hold the plank for just a second. And then taking that left knee, placing it down onto the mat. We'll take that left hand, kind of shift it a little bit if you need to. Rotating that left foot so it's out on the mat. Coming up, bringing that right hand up. Again, that left hand should be right under that shoulder, so if we need to move it at all, we can stay right here with those right toes, right foot on the mat, or slowly start to bring that right foot up, flexing those feet off to the side. Again, the foot doesn't have to be very high, maybe we're just right off the mat, whatever's comfortable. Gaze is up at the hand, down at the hand on the mat, or off to the side wall. Taking a few deep breaths here. And we'll slowly let that foot come back on the mat if we have it up. And slowly start to bring that right hand down, shifting that left foot so we're back on the mat. Stepping back into a plank or onto both knees. And exhale all the way onto the mat. Taking the hands, we'll place them off to the side with that little bit of a bend in those elbows. Take a second, place either cheek on the mat. Take a deep breath here. Exhale it out. And we'll do those little pulses here. One more time. So bring the face back forward. As we inhale, we're going to lift that chest off the mat, bringing those arms up. Exhale, coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. We'll do one more. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Go ahead and relax those hands down. Rest that face one more time on the mat. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And we'll start to bring the gaze back forward, tucking those elbows into the body, slowly lifting ourselves up onto the elbows. We'll adjust those elbows so they're right under the shoulders. Taking a hold of them if we need to. And this time we're going to take that right hand, let it rest on the mat, bringing that left foot into the body. Again, we can stay here, just seeing where that leg is. Maybe we're getting that stretch here. Maybe those hamstrings are starting to cramp up, so we need to straighten the leg back out. Or we can take the left hand this time, reach it around, maybe you look, grabbing a hold of that foot, and remembering to engage that core here. And that elbow is that anchor, so the more we bend that elbow, bringing that foot to that outside of the body, the more we're going to get the stretch. The straighter the elbow, the less the stretch is going to be, but wherever you're at, keep it there. Taking those deep breaths here. Taking one more inhale and exhale. And we'll slowly release that foot. Bringing the arm back around. We'll take the cheeks or the cheek rested on top of the hands. Taking those deep breaths here. We'll take one more inhale and exhale. And slowly turning that face back forward. Taking the hands, placing them on the mat, coming up onto all fours. We'll tuck those toes and push those hips back up towards the ceiling, coming into a down dog. Taking those deep inhales and exhales here. With our next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg. As we exhale, we're going to sweep it forward, dropping it between those thumbs. Rotating that back foot so it's parallel with the mat. Taking those hands, place them on the thigh. We'll slowly start to lift ourselves up to standing. So we have a pretty wide stance here. That knee's over that ankle, putting that bend in that front knee. We'll take the hands out parallel with those legs, making sure the hands stay up, so try not to drop either arm down. Bringing that knees over that front middle finger. And taking a few breaths here. Feeling steady and strong in this pose. Feeling equal weight in each foot. We'll take one more inhale and exhale. And slowly start to straighten that front leg, keeping our arms out parallel. We'll slowly start to shift our upper body over that front leg. So we're going to shift and then tilt ourselves down over that front leg, bringing that back arm up and overhead. That right hand can be either resting on the shin, kind of resting on the calf, up on the thigh with a bent knee. Trying to avoid putting the hand on the knee. The gaze can be up at the top hand, down at that bottom foot, or off to the side. Whatever's comfortable. Taking a few deep breaths here. And we'll slowly put a bend in that front leg, bring ourselves back up. We'll relax the arms down. Take that front foot, rotate it so it's parallel with the mat. Taking a second to adjust the feet so they're right in line with each other, so those toes are right together. We'll inhale the arms up. And as we exhale, fold straight down, letting those arms just hang. We'll let the head hang. Do some circles. Shake the head, yes. Maybe shake it, no. And then let it just hang. Taking a few deep breaths here. And if we have the hands on the floor, we'll take them, place them right under the face. Slowly start to raise those elbows, or straighten those elbows. And we're gonna walk ourselves to our left foot, rotating the feet. So we're in a long lunge here. And then we're gonna take that right foot, rotate it so it's parallel with the mat. Taking those hands, place them on the thigh. Slowly start to bring ourselves up. Take a second to adjust the feet if we need to. So that knee again is going to go right over that ankle. That back foot's parallel and sealed down. Bring those arms out to the sides. Gaze over that front middle finger. And inhale and exhale. Trying to keep those hands nice and parallel. Try not to let any one of them drop down. Just a few more deep breaths. And on that next inhale, straightening that front leg, keeping those hands parallel. And we'll slowly start to shift that upper body over that leg and then tilting down. Again, that left hand can be placed on the shin, resting on that inner calf area, up on the thigh with the bent knee, trying to not be on the knee itself. Right arm is straight up, pointing towards the sky. Gaze is up at that hand, down at the foot, or at the side. Feeling like those inner thighs are rotating in towards each other. Taking deep breaths here. And we'll slowly put a bend in that front knee, bringing ourselves back up to standing, relaxing the arms down, taking that left foot, rotating it so it's parallel with the mat also, lining those feet up, inhaling those arms up, and exhale, folding forward. Again, we're just gonna let the head hang, let the arms hang. Taking deep inhales and exhales. If the hands are on the floor, we're gonna walk them so they're right in the face, straighten those elbows. This time we're gonna walk the hands to that right leg, rotating those feet around. And then we'll step that right foot back into our last down dog of the night. Take just a breath here. Maybe feel the difference in the legs. Maybe they're a little bit looser than they were when we just started. And then we'll slowly lower down onto the knees. Untuck those toes. We're going to just have a seat if we can. Bringing the legs in together. So we don't want a big gap between the legs. Having a seat back on those heels. We're going to take the hands behind us and rest them on the floor. We can be up on domed fingertips or hands flat, whatever's comfortable. We're just going to take 1 second here as we breathe, and we're going to push the chest up, push the legs up off the calves, push everything to the ceiling, and exhale it down. Slowly walk those hands forward, and we're going to come into a child's pose, so bringing the hands back onto the mat in front of us, head on the mat, taking deep breaths here. On that nice inhale, we're slowly going to start to lift the head up, walking your hands back towards the legs, and swing those legs around so we're having a seat on the mat. We're going to kick those legs straight out in front of us. Taking that left foot, bringing it up, and we'll cross it over that right. Sit up nice and tall here. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to twist towards that bent leg, bringing that arm right alongside. The left arm going back behind us, bringing that gaze over that back shoulder. Taking some deep breaths here. And the next time we exhale, we're going to bring ourselves back forward. We'll uncross that leg, bringing that right leg up, crossing over that knee, sitting up nice and tall, taking an inhale. And as we exhale, twisting towards that bent knee, bringing that arm alongside the thigh, hand back behind us, and gaze goes over that back shoulder. Taking those deep inhales and exhales. And on our next exhale, we'll bring ourselves back forward, uncross that leg, and we're slowly going to make our way all the way down onto our mats. We'll bring those knees into the chest, take a hold behind the legs, and slowly rock side to side. We'll release the hands out to the side, keeping the knees into the chest. Go ahead and straighten the legs up towards the ceiling, as straight as we can get them. If we have a bend in the knees, that's okay. And slowly start to kind of shift those feet so they're sitting right over the hips. And then we'll slowly just kind of rock them side to side, almost like we're drawing a line just straight across on the ceiling. And then we'll bring it back center and slowly just kind of go back and forth, just like you're drawing a straight line up and down on the ceiling. And then let them relax, put a bend back in those knees. Slowly bring the feet down onto the mat. Letting those legs come straight down onto the mat. We'll do our one last stretch. So we'll bring those hands above the head and we're gonna stretch the arms up. We're gonna stretch the legs down, getting a full body stretch, just like we're waking up in the morning. And then relax it down. Let the legs just fall wherever's comfortable. We'll bring the hands down by the sides, letting them just rest. And we'll close the eyes. Start to refocus on the breath. Again, feeling it move into the body with each inhale. And feeling it leave the body with each exhale. Bringing ourselves back onto our mats. Taking notice of our body. Maybe it feels a little warmer than when we started our practice this evening. Feeling any tension we have slowly start to melt away with each inhale and exhale. Or holding tension in any part of the body. Try to send the breath to that area to allow it to just melt away. Take these next few minutes to just focus on the breath. To allow yourself to just be with yourself. Trying to clear the mind from anything that may have happened today. Letting go of any stresses you're holding on to. Watching it leave the body with each exhale. Maybe you have a thought that enters your mind. Maybe you can think on it for just a minute. And then try to just let it go. Again, these next few minutes are just for yourself. Maybe the only few minutes you have to yourself all day. So try to take advantage of that. slowly start to bring a little life back into the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankle, rocking the head from side to side. Begin deepening the inhales and the exhales. We'll bring one foot, place it on the mat, follow it by the next foot, and take one knee into the chest, followed by the other knee, taking a hold of the legs, rocking side to side. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side. With your right side grounded by the earth, leaving your left side open to the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all the gifts the universe has to offer you today. When you're ready, come up to a comfortable seated position. And we'll take the hands, place them right in front of the heart. We'll close the eyes one last time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.